Right, so get out your snazziest suit or your loveliest dress because today we're back for more Am I Overreacting, but this one is wedding edition. So let's just jump straight into it. All right, first up, am I overreacting at my unhinged mother-in-law who cancelled the hotel booking made for a honeymoon? What the hell? All right, so Yellow tried calling you thrice. Can we talk whenever you have a moment? Hello, yes, I'm quite occupied right now, babysitting another Yellow. I just have one question. Yes? Did you cancel our hotel reservation? I'm sorry, which hotel? The Yellow Hotel. The one we booked for our honeymoon. I'm not sure if I'm catching up. Let me call you once another yellow person is home. Is this taking place in Springfield? The question is pretty simple. Did you cancel it or not? Why did we get a mail from the hotel saying a cancellation has been made under my name? I don't get it. Are you upset the booking is cancelled or upset because of having it cancelled under your name? Yellow mother-in-law, you're still not answering me. Let me call you once I'm free. The cancellation was made 3 days ago from another yellow person's phone. You can't escape them around this town saying it's me. Only you were here then, so the timing kind of speaks for itself. Also, delivered by SMS. All of these are iMessage. This could be a block. Is that what happens when you get blocked? Maybe they turn their phone off. I don't know. But some fishy's going on here. And I mean, the fact that the mother-in-law is refusing to answer is pretty telling. What the hell are they going to say over the phone that they can't just say over text? All right, we've got more context here. So, as the title reads, my dearest mother-in-law stealthily cancelled our honeymoon hotel reservation. For those of you who don't know, I posted on Reddit a few days ago about how my mother-in-law and sister-in-law went behind our backs and invited their friends to our wedding after we explicitly said no. This incident happened about a week ago, and just a few days after that, my mother-in-law lied to the hotel reception, faking a phone call to cancel our honeymoon suite booking. She and my father-in-law were visiting Chicago, where we live, for 10 days to see their son. My fiancé mostly stayed home during their visit to make the most of their time together. A few days ago, after breakfast, my mother-in-law asked to borrow his phone for an urgent call to her church, claiming her network was out of range. Nothing about it seemed off, so obviously he handed it over. Our best guess is that that's when she called the hotel, pretending to be me, and told them we had to cancel because we were postponing our trip. Since the call went from my fiancé's number and she claimed to be me, the hotel had no reason to question it. The cancellation went through on the 3rd, I know this is American, so 28th of March, and they even sent a confirmation email to his email, which was used at the time of the booking. We've been super caught up in the thick of our wedding preparations, so he hasn't been getting time lately to actively check his emails every day. This morning, however, whilst looking through his inbox for a vendor detail, this cancellation mail caught him off guard. For the first half an hour, we were absolutely dumbfounded with 1,000 questions on our mind. When we called the reception to check, they informed us everything that I mentioned above. They said that I, who apparently called them, even told them the reservation number and check-in dates for final verification. It was a very straight answer, it's mother-in-law, because there has been no one over at our place in the last 10 days who could have pretended to be me and pulled this off. Damn, so she must have fully gone through his phone to find the reservation stuff in the emails as well. It wasn't just a phone call. There was quite a lot of planning here. My sister-in-law and her 6-year-old kid are staying with us because of her marriage issues. That's a whole other drama. But she's been at her friend's place for 5 days now. When we planned our honeymoon last year, my father-in-law was the one who suggested this very hotel, so mother-in-law obviously knew about it. But we kept on wondering how the hell she got the reservation details the reception asked for. After this, Nathaniel, my fiancé, rang her thrice, but she didn't answer, so I texted her. She responded like the weirdo she is, as you can see in the screenshots, and my last message didn't even get the delivered in blue. 3 hours later, she finally called us when both of us raised hell on her. She tried red herring us with her BS, but after realizing we were on the verge of disinviting her from the wedding, she finally accepted what she did. When we asked her about the reservation details, she said she got it from Nate's email when he gave her the phone unlocked for making the call. I knew it. The fake fucking story she tried to sell us was that she wanted to surprise us with a honeymoon suite at an even better hotel as a wedding gift. Of course, none of us bought that nonsense, and Nate counter-questioned her for details of the supposed new hotel. Again, good, finally a fiancé that's standing up for the wife and not cowering at the mother's mere presence. She started fumbling, spat out the name of some godforsaken random-ass hotel in Rome, and dodged the calls saying that she's babysitting our nephew at the moment. We just called the rando hotel, which is our wedding present, you guys, and why am I not surprised there's no fucking room booked under either of our names, let alone suite. We tried booking ourselves again at Hotel X, which we originally booked, and our suite is already gone to the person next in the queue. We tried settling for other rooms, but they said May's the peak season in Europe, so they can't accommodate us at the moment and will notify if something opens up later. I really want to hop on the next flight to Ohio right now and go nuclear on her ass. That is actually nuts. All for just saying that the mother-in-law and sister-in-law can't just invite their friends to the wedding without asking them first. Oh wait, no, they even did ask first. They said no and they invited them anyway. Crikey, mother-in-law and sister-in-law from hell, what a duo. Although with this, what's the am I overreacting? You haven't really done anything other than question her. I think even if you did hop on the next flight to Ohio and go, I mean, of course she's from Ohio. Oh, why is it always that state? That's not even just a meme, by the way. I feel like every time I do a big win, it mainly happened on the ArthurTV channel when I used to cover TV shows, but all the absolute nuts 90-Day Fiancé stories always happen in Ohio. And then you have the guy that adopted a 19-year-old daughter when he was like 55 with his wife, who definitely wanted to bang her, and that was in Ohio as well. But maybe it's a meme for a reason. Maybe there is no smoke without fire. Can anyone from Ohio or a nearby state in America confirm? But yeah, anyway, even if they did go to Ohio and go nuclear, you'd be well within your rights. This is so insane as well. Like, not just doing this to the mother-in-law's son-in-law, but to the mother-in-law's daughter. She's sitting there ruining her own daughter's honeymoon over this. I think that's grounds for uninviting them from the wedding. Being like, if you're preying on my downfall this much, I don't want you're at what might be one of the most important days of my life. All right, what do the comments say? You did disinvite her from the wedding, right? Right? And are refusing to see her for all holidays for at least a year. Because some people learn from empathy and some people need a 2x4 to be encouraged to learn. What is a 2x4? Like wood? A 2x4 is a standard piece of lumber with a nominal size of... It is just a bit... Oh, I guess they're being like, you need to whack them over the head metaphorically with a big plank of wood. Definitely metaphorical though. Keep your wood to yourselves, guys, especially when it comes to your mother-in-law and sister-in-law. And that's good advice even if they're not evil. Oh, what's OP saying? So we did tell her directly that she wouldn't be part of the ceremony before hanging up the call. Fair enough. For the past few hours, we've been discussing how it would reflect on the family when people notice the mother of the groom isn't there. Never seen that before. Get mogged. My heart doesn't want to see her for the next 5 years, honestly. And I don't blame you. If I wasn't clear, by the way, let me rephrase. We're trying to figure out a reasonable explanation for anyone who asks about her absence. I'm definitely not going to have her around for my wedding, children, holidays, etc. But we can't make a drama of our own family in front of hundreds of guests by shaming what she did. Nobody is more enraged than us. We've still got to hold our ground here. And also, you don't want it to become like the main talking point of the wedding. You want everyone to be celebrating your love and the new commitment to each other and the starting of your new family. You don't want everyone being like, oh, the mother-in-law's not here. Did you hear why? I heard this, blah, blah, blah. Keep the focus on you guys. Just say she exploded or something so no one asks any questions. Oh, when anyone asks why she isn't there, just explain that she uninvited herself when she chose to cancel your hotel reservation. The truth hurts. Exactly, why hide the truth? People care too much about perception. You're just protecting the people who need to be checked. No, I definitely think the truth should out. And like the mug will say, the truth will out.
Yes.
But I feel like you don't want the focus of your wedding to be on all this drama. I would never speak to this person again, blood or not. Hopefully your fiance sees that too. And OP replied, he sees right through her and is extremely furious at all of this. Both of us tried to keep our cool for really long just to not cause any drama in the middle of the celebration, but she's not an easy nut. Huh? What kind of freaky way of describing it is that? Oh, she's not an easy nut. She's a tough nut. Tough nut just does not sound like the opposite of an easy nut. If someone was like, oh, that's my mother-in-law, she's an easy nut, I'd be like, what? Okay, welcome to Cougarsville, population us. Anyway, given there's not really any reaction whatsoever, well, I guess now we know they're uninvited from the wedding, we can use that to judge, but still, absolutely nuts and evil from the mother-in-law and whatever role the sister-in-law might have had, uninviting them, not overreacting. As always, by the way, we're going to keep score so we can compare scores at the end. I currently have it 1-0 to the not overreactors. All right, next up, Am I Overreacting? Good title. I like the last two, but they give bridesmaid to be me. Classy. I feel like that's how you'd look. Me. What is going on? Okay, there's more context, thankfully. That went straight over my head. I want to end an 8-year friendship over some comments my friend made and continues to make. Over the years, she's done lots of small things to show me that she's insecure or just a hater, to be honest. She's beautiful and has a very nice body and knows I struggle with body dysmorphia and have low self-esteem, despite being one size bigger than her, and we often share clothes. Yet she makes lots of really small comments about my body. Okay, so the friend is sending this being like, I feel like that's how you'd look, and this is OP. Okay, so I think OP's slimmer, but also she looks great as well. I mean, maybe if OP's like, oh, this lady's clearly bigger than me, this is upsetting, you're essentially saying I'm bigger like this. I kind of get that, especially if you're insecure, but I wouldn't take this body shape as an insult. Or maybe it's more the fact that the friend knows that this kind of thing would be insulting. And you're like, not only am I taking it like this because I don't like the comparison myself, but I kind of feel like you know what you're doing, especially given it seems like this is a running thing. She makes lots of really small comments knowing that you're insecure about it. Once I was wearing a lace corset and she told me, that's nice that you felt confident to wear it. If I was me, I would feel too fat in it, and that tops like that are for a certain body. She says lots of comments like these, and I've told her I don't like them, but they always happen. I mean, yeah, why would you want to be friends with someone like this? Why would you keep someone in your life that's constantly making you feel shit? But she knows she's doing it as well. How has it lasted 8 years? Maybe she's only recently become evil. Oh no, over the years. Yeah, you're being way too tolerant. If someone's negging me constantly like this, I'd be like, you're not my friend. This isn't someone who is a friend in your, this is just a bully. And I mean, you're telling her you don't like them. You're like, these don't make me feel good. And she continues doing it. Stop giving her the opportunity. Cut her out. Recently, I was texting her, asking her to help me decide between 2 dresses as a wedding guest. See photo. All I said was, do you like this blue one or does it give bridesmaid? And she went on the website, downloaded a pic of the plus size model wearing it, and sent it back with the caption in the photo. That is actually so fucked up. While the model is beautiful and looks great, she's wearing XL and I wear a medium. See photo 2. It's these small comments that have me asking why. Mind you, this woman is 32 years old. It's so high school to me. That is so bizarre. Even if you think that that's what your friend would look like, knowing that I don't even know why I'm trying to give her any benefit of the doubt here. It's so obvious what she's doing. She also does weird things like date/sleep with guys that I've gone out with once. Like I'll go out with someone, tell her it didn't work out, or that I'm not interested, or one I was actually interested in and she knew, and she'll sleep with them within days. This has happened 3 times. This is genuinely a psychopath haunting your life. She also has plenty of great qualities. I mean, they can't be redeeming, surely. Like being very emotionally supportive, always shows up, and we always have a good time, and is super generous. So it's not an easy decision. It is. I'm telling you, there are people out there with all those great qualities that don't bang people you're interested in and constantly make you feel shit about your body when they know that you feel insecure about it. Too long didn't read. My friend makes subtle comments about me being chubby and I want to end our friendship over it. Am I overreacting? No. Tell us again how she's emotionally supportive. Exactly. What the hell? I had a friend that was emotionally supportive. She was always there for me when I was down because she liked it when I felt bad. Damn. I mean, misery loves company. You find it more often than not. That's not your friend. She's clearly jealous of you for whatever reason. Overall, really odd behavior, especially if she's 30 plus. You can find better friends. Yeah, if she's still pulling high school mean girl moves in her 30s, that's not jealousy, it's immaturity. You don't need to babysit that forever. Yeah, like she's not growing out of that now, is she? I know a lady in her 70s who still pulls that shit. It's exhausting. Yeah, just cut them out of your life. Just do it. She keeps herself around to make herself feel better about herself. Express that you need time to yourself to reevaluate your friendship and wish her well. Oh, and she's commented, I can't edit the post, but I want to say thanks to everyone for all your supportive and constructive feedback. I will be distancing myself from her as suggested. Let's go. We're in the same friendship group and she's roommates with my even longer time best friend though. Do you have any advice on how to distance myself best? Slow fade, talk to her, talk to my friend, the roommate, etc. I would honestly just talk to her. Let her know. Just be like, I'm taking a step back. You don't make me feel very good about myself. I don't need this in my life. I wish you no harm. We're in the same friendship group. I'll still be amicable, but I'm no longer going to be coming to you for advice or hanging out with you and stuff because I'm over it. And good luck with it, responsible Charlotte. I hope it's going well for you. And hopefully, without this person in your life constantly making you feel insecure, you start to feel a little bit better about yourself because you look great. And regardless, you deserve better friends however you look. So yeah, not overreacting, which means the not overreactors are winning 2-0, by my score at least. All right, next up. Am I overreacting for walking out of my sister's wedding after she made a joke about my miscarriage during her speech? What the? I had a miscarriage last year at 17 weeks. My condolences, I'm sorry to hear. And it broke me. My sister was supportive at the time, dropped off food, checked in a few times, but we didn't really talk about it much. I figured she was just giving me space. We've never been super emotional with each other, but I appreciated that she was there in her own way. Well, at her wedding last weekend, everything was going fine until her speech. She thanked everyone and then out of nowhere said, and shout out to my little sister for not getting pregnant again and stealing the spotlight for once. It felt like my heart dropped. There was this awkward silence and then a few laughs, but I was stunned. I got up and left the room. I sat in the bathroom crying until my fiance came to find me, and then we left entirely. Why would you say that? Just bring the attention of everyone in the room to her and her pregnancy or miscarriage. Why? And so she sat there going like, oh, I'm thinking about the wedding and all of a sudden, great, I'm now having to deal with the grief all over again in a place where it wasn't welcome and I didn't want it, and I'm in front of everyone. Like, why? Now my mum says I overreacted and embarrassed the family. My dad said it was just a joke and I should have let it go. I haven't answered my sister's text since. Maybe I'm still too raw about it, but I don't think what she said was even remotely okay. Am I overreacting? Since when was that a topic for jokes? I mean, everyone deals with grief and loss in their own way. If she stood up and made a joke about it herself, I'd be like, hey, it's your situation to deal with in your own way, whatever. But someone else making the joke at your expense, what the that's nuts. And stealing the spotlight to frame it like that, that's actually so fucked up. I'm curious what the sister's text since said. I hope they're just like, wow, that was clearly so out of line. I didn't really think about it. I'm really sorry. Or is the sister texting being like, why did you storm out? You're so selfish. It was such a joke. But yeah, I think you're totally valid for being raw about it still. What was it a year ago? And the sister's bringing it up on her wedding day. Yeah, that is, I agree. That's just not something you joke about. What do the comments say? I don't think you're overreacting whatsoever. What she said was harsh and not really a joke, in my opinion. Your mum saying you embarrassed the family is disgusting. You didn't embarrass anyone for having emotions and getting upset by what someone said. Thank you for saying that, seriously. It helps hearing from someone who actually understands what that kind of loss feels like. I don't think she meant to hurt me either, but it's still really cut deep. I guess I just expected her, of all people, to know better. I'm not ready to talk to her yet, but maybe I will if she actually apologizes instead of acting like I overreacted. So that's what the texts are saying. The mum is saying that you overact and embarrass the family. How does the mum not understand that? Someone who's gone through a pregnancy themselves, even if she's never had a miscarriage, can surely go like, wow, I can at least somewhat imagine what it would feel like to go through that. It'd be like an awful thing. Of course I wouldn't want someone joking about it. And it's just the mother, like your mom's supposed to care about you and look out for you and stuff and like prioritize your feelings over a shit joke. I mean, I know the sister's feelings would have been hurt by her storming out the wedding, but still, that surely isn't the priority. Oh, ask your mum or dad. Please explain to me how joking about a dead baby is funny. I'll wait and stare at them intently. And when you get nothing or a shrug, reply with, yeah, that's what I thought. The fact that you think it's okay for my sister to publicly shame me for having a miscarriage is disgusting. And I'm disappointed in both of you. You suck as parents, and I think it's time for me to go no contact with all of you for the foreseeable future. Then go no contact for at least 6 to 12 months. They need to understand how shitty your sister's joke was and how horrible they are as people for defending her shitty behavior. I'm sorry for your loss and the fact that your family clearly sucks. Not overreacting. What a bizarre and insensitive thing to say on her own wedding day. I would have reacted the same way. Yeah, it really caught me off guard. Of all moments, I never expected that kind of comment during her wedding speech. I just couldn't sit there and pretend it didn't hurt. And you definitely didn't have to. This is a very obvious case. Yeah, your sister's massively in the wrong. And I can't believe your parents are backing her up. That's so strange. Not overreacting. I hope they eventually see the light, see what they did, and apologize. Because at the very least, an apology is what you deserve. And that makes it 3 to the not overreactings. Wow, it's one-sided so far. I kind of want to, for a little bit of spice, get a massive overreactor. All right, next up. Am I overreacting for not wanting to go to my brother's wedding? Let's find out why. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that we won't have family to watch these two for the wedding. All of ours will be at the wedding. My in-laws will be traveling, and this other person will be up for deployment October 26th. Because of that, I'll not be able to attend the wedding. It's unfortunate and I'm sorry. I know it's a way away, so if something changes, I'll let you know. But as of right now, I won't be able to go. Okay, wait, I feel like we need context before reading on. So my brother gets married in North Carolina next November. My husband is due to deploy next fall before the wedding. I have 2 kids who will be 7 and 5, and they aren't allowing kids at the wedding. We'll be living in the Midwest. My in-laws are set to retire and move to the islands next spring. So she's literally just saying like, no kids are allowed. We've got no one to look after the kids. And my husband will be up for deployment. So that's all pretty fair. Sounds like their hands are kind of tired. What's the response like? It's crazy that you were going to be a bridesmaid in your own brother's wedding, and over a year out, you're making the decision to not be in it. If the roles were reversed, there wouldn't be anything stopping me from going, kids or not. Hey, what do you mean there wouldn't be anything to... What would you do with your kids? Just going to leave them behind? You're going to bring them to the wedding? Like, sorry, kids, I know you need tucking in bed at night. I know you need someone to take you to school. I know you need someone to make your meals and all that kind of stuff. But you're going to have to handle it by yourself. You're not invited to the wedding, and I am. You play Minecraft, right? Stay at home at night and eat during the day. You'll be fine. It's not something I really want to argue about. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Crazy. I already know that your in-laws said that they'd watch the kids. They're not moving till the spring now. They'll be traveling for months. My biggest day and one of my own sisters isn't going to be there. Can I bring the girls? No. Okay, I'm sorry. What What do you expect her to do? My partner and I aren't doing any back and forth stuff. It looks like you already made your decision, so we aren't planning on having you. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's your decision. Good day. Bit blunt and rude, but glad they finally concede the fact that, you know, the decision's made. Kind of been made for them. I really don't know. I don't even think calling it a decision is fair. Like, what were they actually supposed to do? But at least they've accepted it now. I've looked at every option, even doing this, bring the girls out, but I'm just not sure. I don't know. I'm not interested in arguing about it, and I hope you can respect that. I love you and I'll absolutely celebrate you, even if I can't physically be there that day. If you don't have your decision by the time we send out Save the Dates, which is around Christmas, don't plan on being there. I mean, also she already doesn't plan on being there and already kind of has made their decision. She's basically just being like, if anything changes with you guys, if the date changes, the kids can come, I can come, but unless that's the case, I can't make it. I just can't. So yeah, more context. I will not have enough resources to attend as of now. I'm not sure what to do. You haven't got a choice. You can't go. I texted him letting him know over a year in advance that I have multiple rings to jump through. We also don't know anyone in the area we're moving to, and we're not comfortable leaving our children with people we don't know or have barely met. So valid. He told me it's crazy how I don't want to attend her own brother's wedding, and it seems I've already made up my mind. He's also giving me 2 months to make up my mind, or I'm no longer invited. Not to mention, I'm supposed to be a bridesmaid, and the no kids rule is his fiance's idea. Am I overreacting for not wanting to attend after the way he treated me? No! I mean, fair enough if he's hurt and upset by it. Who wouldn't be? You'd be like, oh, your own sibling isn't going to make it to a wedding. That sucks. That's really sad. But he should be able to look at that and go like, what was the alternative? And you know what? He really wants her to be there and to make it work. He can help figure out a different plan. If he's sitting there going like, oh, don't worry, I've got, you know, our parents said they'll look after, or obviously parents are going, but like, I'll pay for daycare or I'll pay for something. And she's going, nah, inconvenient. Fair enough, be annoyed. But being like, I've got kids, we live far away, I'm not going to leave them with strangers, I don't know what to do. What else does he expect? And yeah, the way he's speaking to her now, I'd be like, well, I don't really want to come. I mean, if my sibling spoke to me like that, I'd be like, well, I'm not going to not go to a wedding because of that, but, you know, it's not great. I deserve an apology for this because you're treating me like shit. But if circumstances changed and I was able to come, I'd still probably come. But that being said, don't think it's an overreaction for not wanting to attend after the way he treated her. When my cousin got married, she had no kids. However, she arranged for babysitters, people she trusted, to watch the kids at our hotel. They took the kids swimming, got them dinner, and got them to bed for us. She even paid them. It was wonderful. I mean, yeah, if you're going to go no kids and it's a really big issue for you, help the people out. People who think they can just find a sitter. I've had an amazing sitter, but to watch my kids for 3 days, that has to be my parents. I'm sorry, OP, but there seems to be something more. How is your relationship? This doesn't seem like a purely logistical issue. I think you might be right, but no OP reply. Just put the kids up for adoption so you can make it to the wedding. Oh, and then try and adopt them back after the wedding is over. Daycares hate this one simple trick.
That's genius.
Her story doesn't match or explain the text messages. She seems to have an issue with the bride. It seems to be more likely that they've had a falling out and she's now throwing a fit over the no kids rule. Yeah, definitely not getting the full story. Even the title says she just doesn't want to go. What was it again? Oh yeah, not wanting to go. Well, that could have been because of the treatment. But yeah, I suspect they're right. See, this is definitely a case of like, for me, it doesn't seem like she's done a lot wrong. Her hands seem relatively tied, not overreacting, and also not that overreacting. Maybe a little bit overreacting for not wanting to attend the wedding after those messages, but I personally would get over it. But I generally go not overreacting, but this is one side of one story. There may very well be more going on here that means that she is overreacting and acting up. Like here, we only got half this message, a lot was scribbled out. Who knows what's really going on? I'm going to stick with not overreacting just tentatively, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys disagree or if the truth would flip it the other way. But yeah, for me, for now at least, it's 4-0 to the not overreactors. It's so one-sided, it's a battering. All right, next up. Am I overreacting for being heartbroken? My best friend declined being my maid of honor because she's self-conscious about her weight. Oh, that's so sad. All right, let's have a look. I want to follow up on the video chat. I didn't know how to react to you saying no. Are you punking me, or did you really mean it that you won't be my maid of honor because of your weight? No cap, please be serious. No cap in a message like that. Like a heartfelt, sad, deep, serious message just seems so weird and out of place, but fine. I'm 100% serious, no freaking capping. I appreciate the offer, but I've declined. Your wedding is too last minute. March of 2026 is too short of a time to expect me to get wedding ready. What kind of bridezilla do you take me for? I want my best friend at my wedding, no matter her size. You're sweet, but you don't get it. If you ever become obese, you'll understand. I'm not wishing obesity on you. Trust me, you don't want to understand. The best I can do is come as a guest. Even that is very hard for me. Okay, but you're never allowed to complain that you weren't my maid of honor. What? Also, I'll be your maid of honor when the time comes. I'm not joking. You're never allowed to complain. That's a bit of a weird. I get that you're upset that she doesn't want to be your maid of honor, but like she's clearly like seriously struggling with self-image issues, like to the extent that she doesn't want to take this honor of being your bridesmaid, and rather than being like, I don't know, like you'd look beautiful, like hyping her up, being like, I can train with you or something. We can go to the gym together if you need like someone to lock in with or something, I don't know. However you want to go about it, rather than supporting her, you're like, okay, but you're never allowed to complain that you weren't my maid of honor. Like, what? Your butt's suffering and you want to get some prophylaxis in. Hopefully one day I can lose the weight, get a man, and then get married. Bro, these are heartbreaking to read. I, a 25-year-old woman, love my bestie, another 25-year-old woman. She's currently living in Canada while I'm back home in America. On a video chat, I asked her to be my maid of honor. I was stunned when she declined because of her weight. I was so stunned. All I said was, okay. I messaged her on Insta hoping that it was a momentary lapse in judgment or an ill-timed joke, but she was serious. She's right that I've never been obese. I've never even been overweight, so I can't say how she feels. I've been crying because she said no. I love her so much and I want her there on my big day. Am I overreacting? I mean, it does seem like you're really focusing on you and your big day. I mean, I get that it's your wedding and that is your big day and it should all be about you. But it doesn't seem like this person really cares about her friend or her image issues. Like, I don't think you're overreacting for crying because she said no. Like, it's your best bud. Of course you want them to be your maid of honor. And of course you're really shocked and disappointed that she says no. And like you said, you can't really imagine how she feels. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm reading this, I have no idea either. But I feel like if I got this message from my friend, I'd be so concerned about how they were doing and how they see themselves, and like, I'd have so much more concern for my friend than this person seems to. It's almost all the focus on the wedding and the rejection. But like I said, I have no idea how this person would feel. So let's see what the comments say. It's not overreacting to have strong emotions to this. It's painful on multiple levels. It would cross the line to overreacting if you made your feelings her problem. She's partially protecting herself here from months of fear and anxiety over her weight, which sounds like it's already a huge mental burden on her. She was honest with you, which probably wasn't easy for her. I've gone through some intense weight gain and loss, and it does a number on your head. Edit. So I went looking through my messages for something a friend said once that stuck with me. Living in a body people hate is too much. I tried for years and burnt out like a dying star. That's the thing, like, it sounds like whatever the friend is going through is like really sad and dark. And so OP's feelings are valid in terms of like dealing with the rejection, not having her bridesmaid there or maid of honor. But yeah, she should be supporting her friend more, I think. The poor thing, she really hates herself. It's very sad because she's self-limiting her own life. You did all you could, OP. I hope she finds peace. Yeah, I agree with this, but did you do all you could? I guess you said I want you there no matter the size, but I don't know. There is definitely a lack of even just like checking in. Like, I feel like just a little check-in, just like, hey, is everything okay? Like, is there something you want to talk about? You want me to support you on anything like that? Could have gone a long way. So I don't think OP did as much as they could. Not overreacting for being upset, but having been someone who suffers with their weight, I 100% get it. I was my friend's maid of honor and I felt awful all day long because I hated the pictures and standing up there with my friend. Every time I go to her house and I see the pictures, I want to cry. If you love her like you say you do, then let it go. This isn't about you, but her feeling of self-worth. You cannot fix that by forcing her to feel guilty, which I'm not suggesting you would do. She will also most likely be devastated seeing you up there on the day without being there by your side, and she will 100% punish herself the most, sadly most likely using food as her emotional support. Congratulations on your wedding. Yeah, I feel like this is one where no one's necessarily overreacting. This just kind of like sucks for everyone. But because this sucks for both you and your best friend, I hope you guys can be there for each other and at least make it a little bit easier. So that is 5-0 to the not overreactors. Nor is up big time. All right, next up. Am I overreacting for wanting to uninvite this guy to a bachelor party because of his behavior? All right. Hey there, dude. How's it going? I know you said you wanted to contribute to the fund and we're a week away. Is that still something you want to do? Or do you want to just pay for what you take? Makes it a lot harder for us, but it's your choice. Hey, fuckface. I'm going to send you the money now so you can get off my back. Bachelor party Nazi. What the hell? What a crash out for asking if he wants to pay when it's a week away. What the? This kind of ag at 11 a.m. as well is wild. What the hell is the context here? So a close friend asked me to be a groomsman for his wedding and I was honored to say yes. Since January, the best man and I have been planning the bachelor party, Because the groom has struggled with cocaine in the past and is now clean, we were careful about who we invited. We excluded some old friends still involved with drugs to avoid temptation and out of respect for the groom and his fiancée. We did include one old friend, let's call him Tom, who still uses, but made it very clear that there would be zero tolerance for drug use at the party. He agreed completely. By March, we had planned the events: golf, go-karts, bowling, and a night out with a party bus. Come on, that sounds sick. One friend generously covered a luxury suite, $1,500, and another covered the party bus, also $1,500. The remaining 10 of us, excluding the groom and the 2 who paid for the big items, were asked to contribute $300 each into a party fund to cover everything else: activities, drink, food, and a group wedding gift or refunds of leftover money. I kept everything transparent with an anonymous tracking sheet. Everyone was on board. One person couldn't afford it and another covered his share. Most people paid early. I only had to remind a couple of people and they paid quickly. The only exception was Tom. Even though he's one of the first to agree to the plan, when I followed up with him 2 weeks ago, he acted strangely. I let him know we were collecting money and he still hadn't sent his. He replied with, "I'll send you your money, relax." I calmly gave him the details and said we needed final numbers by the Friday before the party. Well, that Friday came and still no payment. I checked in with another friend who advised I just tell Tom that if he wasn't contributing, he'd have to pay for his own stuff, and I passed that message along. In return, I got called a fuckface and a bachelor party Nazi. I want to stress, I only reached out twice, politely. Meanwhile, everyone else has been cooperative, thankful, and respectful. We've worked hard to make this a great, low-stress weekend, and being insulted like that makes me wonder if we should even have Tom come at all. So yeah, this guy agreed to contribute to a bachelor party we were organising, proceeded to be difficult, and sent an extremely disrespectful reply, which makes me want to uninvite him. Honestly, if I'm organising a party and someone's coming with that attitude, I'm just like, why would I bother? Why would I bother having you there if you're going to be this much of a dick before the party's even started? The chance that you could ruin it with your shit attitude is one thing. Second of all, money issues. If anything like that happens whilst you're away, you could kick up a massive fuss and also ruin it. And also, if he's a cokehead, like, what happens if he does tempt the groomsman? Or he does start doing it and makes things even worse? Honestly, I mean, because you're planning it with the best man, I feel like if you speak to the best man and the best man also agrees it's a good idea, just sack him off. Be like, keep your money, bro. You ain't coming anymore. And maybe have a word with the groom and just be like, listen, bro, we're doing all this organising. One person's making it an absolute nightmare. How would you feel if they weren't invited? Because if I was getting married and then one of my boys that was organising it uninvited one of the other boys for a rude message, I'd be like, ooh, was that being maybe a bit much? Especially if it was someone who was really close to me that got uninvited, I'd be like, damn, I kind of would have wanted you to ask me first. But honestly, like I said, if you and the best man agree that it's bad after this, I don't think you're overreacting for uninviting someone like that. But I can imagine people thinking that this is an overreaction because it's like, oh, come on, bro, it's just a few messages. So what do the comments say? Wow, tell him he doesn't need to go any longer. He's not welcome. That was extremely rude and uncalled for verbiage. You did everything correctly and he insulted you for just trying to keep everything organized, not overreacting. That's a good way. That's a really good way of putting it. Thanks for the advice. I love the idea of doing a post on Reddit and then when someone agrees, just being like, no, you know what? Bloody well said. That's me when everyone leaves anytime someone leaves a nice comment on these videos where they're like, oh, Arthur, I really liked your opinions in this. Like, you had a nice way of going about it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. That's so well observed. Or like someone's like, oh, this joke was really funny. And I'm like, yeah, glad you agree. Well picked up. You're a sharp one. Couldn't have put it better myself. Very funny. I'm going to heart react, give it a thumbs up, and you know what? I might as well bloody reply, because why not boost it to the top of the comments so everyone else can see this fantastic analysis. What else are they saying? Why on earth would he insult you? It's not like you're close friends. Extreme red flag. He's a crazy asshole on cocaine. Just exclude him. If you don't, he'll likely do stupid shit when the party comes. Yeah, I'll mention this to the best man. We are fully prepared to kick him out of the party if he decided to be a douchebag. Yeah, have a word with it. Maybe, do you give him one more chance and be like, whoa, bad energy, bro. Let's hit the reset button. I'd like you to apologize and let's move forward. And then if he's like, no, fuck you, then you're like, out, you're done. Currently, you're settling for maybe there'll be a scuffle at the event. Yeah, true. I'll definitely take that into consideration. So yeah, I mean, totally uncalled for overreaction from this guy. So I think if you decide not to invite him with the best man, you're not overreacting. And that makes it a clean 6-0 to the not overreactors. They are running away with it. Let's do one more. Let's see if we can get an overreaction. All right, so am I overreacting for refusing to give up my honeymoon dates because my sister-in-law accidentally booked her wedding the same week. Oh, more in-law drama, let's go. So my husband and I have had our honeymoon booked for 8 months. Flights, hotels, everything. It's the first real vacation we've planned together, and we're leaving the Monday after our 1-year anniversary. Last week, however, his sister, a 26-year-old woman, announced that she's getting married, and her chosen date, the same weekend we leave. When my husband pointed that out, she said, "Oh, I didn't realize, but it would mean so much if you postpone your trip. Family comes first after all." Irritating. We've already paid thousands. The hotel is non-refundable and my time off at work was approved months ago. I told her gently that we can't change it. She got quiet and then started a group chat with the family saying we're ditching her wedding for a vacation. Now his parents are calling me selfish and saying I'm trying to sabotage her big day. My husband is caught in the middle and asked if I'd just move the trip a few days later to keep the peace. I said no, it's not my fault she's picked the same week when she's known our plan for months. So now apparently I'm the reason she's crying every night and turning the family against her. Am I overreacting for refusing to postpone our honeymoon just to attend her last minute wedding? I mean, I feel like whenever there's a clash of things, whichever one was organised first gets dibs on the day. And they booked their honeymoon first. The sister-in-law even knew that and knew the dates and then booked. So not only was the honeymoon booked first, but the wedding was booked after with the knowledge of that being the wedding date, the honeymoon date. So what are they supposed to do? I think they have every right to be like, we've already got this booked. You made that decision, you live with it. You made your bed, now lie in it. Surely the comments agree, right? Not overreacting. Oh, boo-hoo. Tell Bridezilla, your manipulative mother-in-law and fam, that the trip was planned and paid for, non-refundable, and that you are going. It was done ages before her wedding date was planned, and if she wants you to be there, she can change the date. I'm so sick of family comes first. Turn it around on her and tell her to change the date because family comes first and you want to be there. Otherwise, go on your honeymoon as planned. Family comes first as a means to control other people when your own behavior sucks. Yeah, this is a power play by Bridezilla. Enjoy your trip and sharply correct other family members that think you're the villain. And it's never said to the family bully, is it? That's true as well. Her chosen date. I actually know nothing about weddings. How hard is it to change the date once you've announced it? I mean, could they have booked a wedding venue and put a deposit down, and therefore it's hard for them to change it? Has she just locked in a date and been like, no, I want it to be this date, and then they're like, we've booked our honeymoon and we've paid for it, all this, and she's going, too bad, I want that to be my wedding date. My wedding date's more important, come along. Maybe it's one of them, maybe it could be either, and we just don't know. But yeah, either way, the honeymoon was booked, that was planned, she knew, and the sister decided to double book. If family's so important to her, like the comments were saying, she can go, family is very important, I'm going to move my date so that everyone can make it. I mean, it kind of seems so one-sided and formatted that it feels a little bit AI. But like I always said, for the fun of the game, let's just pretend it's real. And for me, this person is not overreacting, which means that it's 7-0 on the not overreacting, which is as one-sided as it gets. And in which case, I'm curious if any of you guys decided anything different. Did you have an overreaction on one of the sides? If you did, let me know and explain why. I'm always curious to hear what you guys think. If you enjoyed it and you want to catch the next episode of Am I Overreacting, please do subscribe down below. It's free, it only takes a second. I'd really appreciate it. And it means the next time one of these is out, you can basically watch it straight away, especially if you have notifications on. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.